Hello everybody, Kaylee here. Okay, today's workout we are going to be slowing things down. So this is not going to be a super intense workout like some of the ones we post. This one is going to be about getting a nice stretch, kind of slowing everything down, helping to promote some relaxation, and to just kind of have some time for yourself and to breathe. So if you are looking for something really a bit more intense, this might not be the workout for you today. Maybe you want to go to the members area and find something else. But if you're ready to just like bring it all down a little bit, stretch it out. And we will do a little bit of sculpting. We'll definitely still get some core work and do some planks and stuff, but it's going to be a lot more gentle today. Okay. So let's get up onto all fours. Now what you might want to do for today's workout too is like dim the lights, put on some relaxing music, maybe light a candle or something. But I really want you guys to just have some time to just zen out a little bit. Okay, so also make this your own. If something feels uncomfortable, if you want to hold plank a little bit longer, you want to not plank at all, you want to stretch, you can totally customize this just to work for you, okay? All right, so we're gonna start with my favorite, my go-to when we start these workouts, some cat-cow. So we're just going to look up as we push our bum towards the sky, and then we're going to roll it in. So I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. I've had some serious low back pain the last couple of mornings, so I wanna make sure I get a good stretch in with my low back. Really focusing today on your workout. I want you to really pay attention to your breath. So those inhales and exhales. Try to keep your mind as clear as possible. Obviously, things are gonna pop up. We've got a to-do list that's super long, but really just when you start to get distracted, try to be mindful today that you're just going to keep bringing your thoughts back to your breath, okay? Oh. All right, let's spread the knees a little bit wider, and we're going to bring the hands in front, and we're going to come down into a child's pose. So a nice opening through the chest and triceps happening here. And let's just focus on some big inhales and exhales. Okay. Let's take both our hands and bring them over to the side so we're getting a stretch all through the other side of the body. And we'll make our way over to the other side and bring it down. So you should feel a nice stretch right in through here. All right, let's come up into all fours. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the right hand, we're gonna slide it underneath, so that we're bringing our ear and our shoulder down to the floor and getting a nice stretch of the shoulder and that upper back. Now I know there's going to be some of you that want to skip this workout, that you don't like to slow down, that you're like, I don't have time to relax. I need to get my squats in. And if you're fighting and you're feeling like you don't want to do this, usually it's an indicator that you need it the most. And I understand, because I was that person that I hated yoga because I wasn't burning enough calories. Let's switch to the other side. And I just wasn't good at actually slowing down. So I understand if this feels weird for you, but try to just sit in that discomfort and just focusing on that breath and knowing that stretching and relaxation and breathing is so important to our overall health. And that we can't always just be doing squats and jumping and all those things. We need to actually take time to unwind. All right, so What I want you to do now is we're going to go back into that child's pose. So this time we're going to keep everything up. So before we were down like this, now we're actually going to stay up and go into what's called puppy pose. So you're going to feel it a little bit more in the chest and triceps than you did in the child's pose. Up carefully. And now we're just going to do cat-cow again. We're getting a little bit warmer, so we might find we have a bit more range of motion. Again, coming back to that breath. All right, from there, we're gonna stretch out our calves. They don't get stretched nearly enough and they get incredibly tight. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in this position. We're gonna kick the right leg back, toes on the floor, and then you're just pushing back. Oh boy, yes, my calves are tight. So I'm trying to push my heel back. Let's switch sides. So we'll bring that knee up and we're going to push. Now this probably feels tight for most of you. For me, it definitely does. All right, and now we're just going to kind of alternate side to side. You're pushing that heel back, getting a nice stretch all through the calf muscle. All right, let's wake up the glutes a little bit. So we're going to kick that right leg back out. And now we're going to do donkey rainbow kicks. So we're going to go from side to side. So now we're working the booty a little bit. So you're going to feel this in the bum as well as in that right hamstring. So we've done 10, we're going to do 10 more. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we're going to keep that leg straight and we're just coming straight up. 1, 2. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee up and we'll just come back into child's pose for a second. And up we come. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, even things out. So 20 donkey rainbows. Here we go. Over and back. Okay, we're halfway there. We got 10 to go. Two, 1. And then now we're gonna do 20 just straight up and down donkey kicks. Here we go. 1, 2. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Back to our child's pose. All right, let's do some wrist and forearm stretching too. So what we're gonna do now is we're in that tabletop position. We're gonna flip the hands, flip. And for some of you, you're just gonna have different range of motion, but we're just gonna kind of push forward and then kind of come back. A nice stretch, especially right in through here, which we really do need. The amount of time we're spending on our phones and our computers, we need to make sure that we're stretching those muscles out. Okay, now we're going to flip. Now this one's a bit tender for me, so I have to ease into it. And flip. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting into the front of the forearm. Same thing, we'll kind of come back and up. And then we'll just sit back and we'll just kind of roll the wrists one way and roll the wrists the other way. All right, let's get into, actually let's do some planking now. So now we're gonna kind of get into a little bit more strength. So at any point you can always drop down to your knees. Remember, you can also hold plank from your forearms, so it's whatever way you prefer. So we're just gonna come into a plank. We're gonna keep with the stretching, but adding some strength into it. So we're gonna come up into our down dog. So our bum is towards the skies, our heels are coming towards the floor. And just like we did with the calves, we're gonna stretch the back of the legs out a little bit more. It's a great stretch of the back of the legs. And we're engaging our shoulders, building some strength in there. Okay, let's bring it back to plank. And up to down dog. Plank. Down dog. Starting to feel a little bit of a burn in the shoulders. Few more here. So we inhale up. And then we're going to exhale back to plank. And let's just lower all the way down. Just going to bring the hands back, place our ear down. Just breathe here for a second. Okay, we're going to bring the hands to our side. We're going to do some back strengthening as well as into the triceps a little bit. So hands are here, and all we're doing, everything's staying planted. We're just pushing through the palms and lifting ourselves up. Pushing through the palms and up. So you'll see the triceps are up when you get up. You're using the triceps to control on the way down. But now we're adding a back extension with this. So it's actually very, very good for our low back to make sure that we're doing extension moves. And back down. Up. Now some of you might find this is maybe a bit too intense for your low back, so just kind of play it by ear. And remember, we're pushing through the palms, that we're engaging the triceps with this and taking some of the pressure off of the low back. These look so easy, but I can't believe how much I feel them in my triceps. Okay, we're going to do 3 more. 3. 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to lay back down, but this time the head's going to the other side. All right, we're going to pop ourselves back up. We're going to do a bit more plank work. We're going to be doing some side plank work now. I'm going to take my socks off because it's a little slippery. So I'm going to start by doing it on my knees to ease into it, and then I'm going to pop up on my toes. You do what feels best for you. So we're in a plank here, and now I'm just rolling over onto one side. So see how my knee is down, and my toe on the other side is straight. So we're here, and then here, just back and forth. This is incredible for core strength as well as our shoulder stability. So if and when you're ready, you can pop up onto your toes, or you can stay right here. But see, the only thing moving, like I'm just coming down and then I just open up to the side. All right, here we go. So my feet are literally just rotating side to side. Make sure that your hand is still in line with that shoulder. You can also do this from the forearms as well, so it would look like this. So whatever feels best for you. Let's hold. 3, 2, come to the other side, and hold. 3, 2, back to the center, hold. So either on your hands or your forearms. And let's come back to a few more reps here. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Drop the knees back to our child's pose. All right, let's do some stretching in the lower body now. So we're going to bring the right leg up in front. If you have to grab your ankle, whatever you need to do, but we're going to get it up in front, in between our two hands. And we're just leaning forward. So right now we're opening up this hip here, your left hip. So you're just kind of sinking into it. Now some of you that might be too intense, maybe you're here, wherever you need to ease into it, okay? If you want a little bit more, we can open up the chest. We'll plant the hand and twist and open. But this is, you don't need to add this if it feels like too much. And I'll bring the hand down. Really leaning forward. Now I like to kind of push my foot out to the side, bring both hands in the middle, and just kind of sink a little bit deeper now. So this is a great stretch for anybody that's like, oh, I have low back issues, especially low back issues. You really want to stretch out those hips because they're actually going to be pulling on your low back. Same with your quads. You want to make sure that if you're experiencing knee or hip pain, you want to stretch out those quads. All right, so now we're going to sit up a little bit. This is where I'm not good at this one. I'm not even going to try to lie to you guys and tell you that I'm really good at this one. But we're going to push the toe towards the sky and just stretching out all through the back of the hamstring here. And then we're going to come up and we're going to bring this leg across the body so you're here. Now, if that's too much for you, remember you can always go onto your back and go into the pretzel figure 4 instead. So now we're getting into that glute, really deep into the glute. And as you continue to breathe with each exhale, you want to sink a little bit lower. So maybe you're able to come down to your elbows. Maybe you can bring your forehead to the floor. Again, this is just where it feels good for you. Some of you that are really good and flexible might be laughing that my foot's all the way down here because you might have it all the way up here. But this is where I'm at with my stretching journey so far. And we'll bring it back. Okay, I'm just into a little cat-cow here. Oh, good. I am seeing an improvement in my range of motion. That's good. That's what I was hoping for. All right, so now we're going to even it out and do the other side. So we're bringing that foot in between our hands and stretching in now to the right hip. And then same thing, if you want to, we can open up the chest. Remember to come back to our breathing, try to shut off our brain. It doesn't matter right now if there's laundry to do. It doesn't matter right now if there's dishes to do. None of that matters right now. We're just focusing on that breath and stretching through the body. So I'm going to bring my foot out a little bit wider. And we're going to sit back and lift. And then we'll go into the glutes. Bring it in front. And now we start to sink down. Same thing with your exhales. Again, you're going to try to sink a little bit deeper. And then from there, we're going to wrap the leg around so that we're in a comfy seated position. And now what I want to do, I'm going to turn. We're just going to do some circles here. I really feel that in my low back and in my hip flexors. 2 more. 1 more. And we're going to go the other way. So got 5. And you might notice that you have better range of motion on one side than the other. That's totally normal. One more. We're going to sit up tall. And now we're just going to inhale. Bring our arms up, make ourselves as tall as we can, and then we exhale and we hinge forward. So again, I'm not even going to try to act like I'm some super stretchy, flexible person. I'm not. Stretching does not come natural to me. It's something I have to put in my schedule and kind of force myself to do, because in all honesty, it's just not something that it's not one of my regular habits. So I have to make it a habit by scheduling it in. All right, now we're gonna bring the hands back behind us, legs out in front, and we're just gonna, ooh, my hip flexor just cracked. Just kind of go side to side. This is a great stretch. I do this one almost every day. I do have scoliosis, so I have a lot of back and hip issues. So that's why stretching is so important to me. But this is a really good one for helping to make sure that my hips don't get too tight. All right, so I want to go into a spinal twist. I'm just going to turn my mat because I think you'll be able to see me a little bit better this way. And what I'm going to do is we're going to lay down. We're going to pull the right knee into our chest. So we're just going to feel that stretch right now. Just enjoy that stretch right now. Now we're going to take the left hand, grab the right knee. The right hand's coming out to the floor, to the side, and I'm going to look right at that hand. Okay, so it's over here. Now I'm going to pull my knee across so I continue to look at my opposite hand. Really deep breaths here. This is a great stretch for your low back. You might find if your hips are really tight this to be painful. I used to find this stretch a bit too much in the beginning, so I had to slowly build. So if you are like, oh my God, this really hurts, don't freak out. It would kill my hip flexors. Fortunately now, with practice and my stretching, I'm able to get there. But if you can't, you can always just keep holding that knee to your chest, and you don't have to come all the way across. Maybe you just turn a few inches and you feel that stretch in the glute. So just always kind of playing around and seeing what feels good for you. And we'll bring that knee back into the chest. And let's switch. So now the left leg's coming up. Pulling it in. And same thing, we bring the opposite arm out. We're going to look at that hand. And we're going to pull across the body. Deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And we'll come up, we'll bring both knees into the chest. And I just kind of like to rotate around. We're going to bring the feet down, and now we're going to go into a bridge, but a really deep bridge. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But what we're going to do is we're going to drive the weight in our heels. I'm going to turn my mat again. Okay, we're going to drive through the heels. We're going to lift up, squeeze those glutes. Now I want you to clasp your hands under and then start to shimmy up. So the only thing on the mat is your arms and shoulder blades. We're not going to stay here for long. We're just really trying to open everything up. And slowly with control come down. We'll do it one more time. So those people that you see in the wheel where their hands are back and they come all the way up, this is how you are going to start to get, if you were like if that was a goal for you to get into that position, this is a great way to start building that flexibility and range of motion. Plus we're working the glutes. 3, 2, 1. With control, come down. Pull the knees back into the chest. We're going to go into happy baby. So I like to grab the outsides of my feet, bring them up in the air. Again, if this feels too intense, just keep holding your knees to your chest. That's the beautiful thing about stretching, is that you can do whatever the heck feels good for you in your body at that moment. So if you are going through this workout, this is, let's be serious, it's a lot more stretch, and you're like, this was really painful, and I found it really challenging. Maybe you make this a goal that you do this video 2 or 3 times a week for a month, and then you can really see the difference in your mobility and your flexibility, that you'll find that you recover from workouts faster, that you have less pain. That's the biggest thing for me, is keeping my pain controlled from my hips and my back. And I know if I haven't been stretching enough, my hips let me know very quickly. We're gonna roll up. Okay, the last thing we'll do is just a quick little neck stretch. So we're gonna bring our ear towards the opposite, or ear to shoulder. A nice stretch right into the traps, which gets so tight again as we're on our phones and computers and always looking down. You can even, if you want, just give yourself a little trap massage. And let's go to the other side. And if you want more, you can always kind of, you know, hold your head, whatever, again, feels good for you. And then we'll bring the chin down to the chest. And roll the shoulders back. And you guys are done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys really did take the time to just relax, to stretch, to just kind of quiet the brain a little bit. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And don't forget to make today badass.